looking to not let the Falcons restart their order. Out of the windup, the 1-1. Swung at, fly ball. It might be in play for Kingbaum, who's going to work under it. And he does just that. Ben Kingbaum secures out number 3 and the first appearance in the Spring State Baseball Tournament for the Kiel Raiders. Coach Brad May takes his Raiders back to state for the first time since 2017.
The Raiders, first time ever in boys soccer, they're going to head to the WIAA state tournament.
Show feed, Sager, right side, gonna pull the trigger, top of right side, she found it! My goodness, Tavi Sager, that one did not give Dotson a chance to block it.
That goal ball is coming to Kiel, people. It is coming to Kiel. Raiders win, Raiders win, Raiders.
Kick out 3, Arndt shot fake. Usman on him. Under 50 seconds to play. Kick out, Jack Heckman 3. Left side, Jack Heckman knocked down the triple.
Biggest three to Kiel right there.
15. Timeout, Lakeside Lutheran.
And with that, Madison, Wisconsin, you better get ready. So for the first time in school history, the Kiel Raiders will be moving on to state.
It has been a wonderful ride to be a part of, and guess what? We are coming your way next Thursday, Madison, Wisconsin.
The clock strikes 0 and it's official. The Kiel Raiders are going to Madison.
Week 6 of the WIAA football season brings us to Valders High School for an Eastern Wisconsin Conference football matchup. Tonight, 2 teams from the bottom half of the conference work to get back in the winning ways and look to flip their season around before it's too late. It's the Kiel Raiders and the Valders Vikings. We welcome you from the booth. Miles Detroit alongside me for the second time this evening is Coach Hassinger. Coach, got 2 teams here struggling here as we enter week 6 of the football season. The Raiders come in tied for 7th in the conference, and the Vikings right above them tied for 5th in the conference. With the Raiders, it's been a lot of struggle, and last week they showed some signs of life against St. Mary Catholic and had a lot of things that went their way, but just couldn't capitalize on that final extra point. Obviously, they had a 90-yard touchdown to a chance to give them the perfect chance to tie the game. They couldn't get it done, but a lot of things going that way, and Valders, on the other hand, kind of struggling as well. They beat actually they lost to Chilton last week 7-20, beating St. Mary Catholic 8-2 the week before that, and really just 2 teams that can't afford another loss tonight. How are we going to see that play onto the field tonight, and how crucial is that going to be?
Yeah, I think this is a huge game for both teams, just in terms of wanting to be able to contend for the playoffs. Both teams need to win. I think this is even a bigger game for Kiel than it is for Valders. Just the fact that you're on a 4-game losing streak, like you mentioned, a couple of blowout losses there, and then last week that really tough ending to a crazy game and that hook and ladder play that was 85, 90 yards, something like that was
90
crazy.
yards.
And to not be able to finish that one off, that's got to leave a bitter taste in their mouth. So I think the Raiders will be ready to go tonight. This is a matchup that I think can favor them, and I think they really need to get this one. This is an important one to get if you still have your eyes on the playoffs. Obviously, you want to take it one game at a time. Playoffs is still a couple weeks away, but if you want to have that conversation about we're going to be in the playoffs, these are the kind of games you got to get. Last week would have been a huge win to kind of turn the tides, after a couple of really tough weeks of football. But, these are the cards you've been dealt, and you got to deal with it. And the past is the past, and now you got to focus on what you have in front of you and take care of Valders. That's the first step tonight.
Absolutely. We'll step aside, take a break, get you set, talk about more of the teams when we come back from commercial, and get you set for kickoff. It's the Raiders and the Vikings. You're listening to Kiel Raider Radio.
With over 15 years of experience, Dynamic Heating and Cooling pride themselves on providing fast and friendly heating and cooling repair, maintenance, and installation services through Sheboygan, Manitowoc, and Calumet counties. Don't let weather impact your comfort. Call 920-838-5599 to let them come to your temperature rescue. Dynamic Heating and Cooling proudly supports your Kiel Raiders.
Are you looking for a great atmosphere and great food? Look no further than the Gravel Pit in Kiel. Try one of our great weekly specials. Burgers on Tuesdays, Chef's Choice on Wednesdays, wrap and fries on Thursdays. Get yourself a steak sandwich and fries or a perch basket with potato salad before Raider football on Friday nights. Then finish your week with a crispy chicken sandwich and fries on Saturdays. Call 920-894-8493 for details. The Gravel Pit, located just outside of Kiel on Highway 57.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring & More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring & More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs. Stop in at Mike's Kiel Lounge, the coolest bar in town with a bird's eye view of the river. Open every day at noon except Tuesdays at 1:30. Stop in for some great food and drinks and check out our daily specials. On Monday, enjoy half-price appetizers. On Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries. Wednesday, indulge on chili cheese fries. On Thursdays, brat patties and poppers. And on Fridays, enjoy mini tacos and chicken wings. Right next to the post office in Kiel, visit Mike's Kiel Lounge. Welcome back to Valders High School. We're getting set for week 6 of the football season. It's the Raiders and the Vikings. Miles Detroit, Coach Hassinger on call here for tonight. Away field setup. We're using the OBS streaming here for week 6. Let's talk a little bit more about these teams in depth. We talked before the commercial how both teams kind of just struggling entering this week. And for the Raiders, they sit 1-4, 0-3 in conference. We talked a little bit about their last game against SMC. A lot of good things for the Raiders. They ended off with a 90-yard passing touchdown, and we haven't seen Brady Kienbaum really the pass game with this Raiders offense at all the entire season, something they can get going tonight. The run game was finally there last week. Schaefer broke out. I mean, he was contained against that Roncalli game we did together, and brilliant as well. He really was just shut down. And with all those things in mind, how do the Raiders carry that emotion you talked about, you know, sitting at 1-4, defeated in conference right now? How do they carry that emotion and momentum into this big game tonight?
I think it's from the get-go. It's the first step. You know, it starts at the offensive line. They have to come out and have a really, really good, solid first drive when they get out there on offense. But they're going to be on defense to start here, so obviously need to get a stop and then focus on that running game that has made you so great in the past. That's what this program has been built on is the running game. And last year against Valders, Gullickson had 4 touchdowns, 200 yards, really had a great game. So if Schaefer can have a nice game like that and focus on that running game, I think that's going to be huge and you know, find the gaps and find some green grass.
Talk a little bit about the Vikings here before national anthem starters and whatnot. They come into action 2-3, 1-2 in conference, and part of their struggles have been they've been dealing with 2 really notable injuries for their team. One of them being their senior quarterback, Carter Valesky. He had Tommy John surgery last year, successful Tommy John surgery, so he's out for the football season this year. And another didn't play last week is senior running back Austin Ebert. We'll see if he'll play tonight. Don't know if he's suiting up, obviously, until the teams take the field. But there have been people to step up for those 2 notable players. Their quarterback, Ben Stoudinger, and he's had to step in for Carter Valesky. A lot of pieces on the running ball and throwing the ball. You have Mason Stoudinger, one of them. Another being the good wide receiver Braden Lenz, Carson Wasmer. Those are names you're going to hear tonight a lot. So for the Vikings, how important is that these pieces and this team jump out to a quick start tonight and not turn back?
Yeah, they're very similar to Kiel in the sense that a lot of inexperienced guys that haven't gotten a ton of snaps. But with them, it's just coming out and playing with confidence, right? You got guys down. It's the next man up mentality. You got to embrace it and, just go out and be ready to play, focus on your assignments, and do what you have to do.
Absolutely. We got under 2 minutes to play here on the scoreboard from Valders High School. It's an OBS stream. You notice we have a different setup every week. For away games, we would like to use production truck where we have that nice scoreboard, but for away games, we normally have to rely on OBS. That's why your graphics looking a little different on your screen if you're watching at home. But we have Coach Hassinger's hotspot here tonight coming in clutch. So, yeah, hopefully we have no issues. We are not streaming to the Facebook. Don't know why. I don't think it's a problem here. I think it's a Facebook issue. It's just not able to connect. Now it's sending data. Just not being funky. So, yeah.
Point.
But the YouTube is all working. No problems there. So, yeah, we got the Raiders and the Vikings here for Week 6. Closing in on starting lineups, national anthem, and we'll take off the headsets for that. Last time the Raiders were 1-4, Coach, back in 2007. And for the Raiders, they didn't start winning until they were 2-6. So tonight they look to not do that here tonight against the Vikings. We're going to take off the headsets for the national anthem and the starting lineups from the PA announcer. We're going to step aside, take a quick little break, get in our final commercial break, and get you set for the start of kickoff. It's the Raiders and the Vikings. You're listening to Kiel Raider Radio.
Go Kiel Raiders. Premier Financial Credit Union proudly supports our hometown teams. With offices in Kiel, New Holsting, and Chilton, Premier Financial Credit Union is your hometown community credit union. To learn more about the credit union difference, please visit yourpfcu.com.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring & More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring & More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs.
At Parker John's, we do barbecue the right way, from tender pulled pork to slow smoked brisket.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not in the mood for barbecue? Our Stonefire pizzas are baked to perfection. Looking to wet your whistle? We've got great craft beers, signature cocktails, and loaded Bloody Marys. Parker John's is a family-friendly place to have a smoking good time. So whether you're here for all-you-can-eat nights or just a great meal, we're bringing the smoking good flavor 7 days a week. Come on down, we can't wait to have you.
Parker Johns.
Looking for a bank that knows your name and your story? At Collins State Bank in Kiel, we're more than just numbers and accounts. We're neighbors, friends, and financial partners. For over 100 years, we've been helping our neighbors buy homes, grow businesses, and plan for the future. With personal service you just won't find at the big banks, at Collins State Bank, we're right here with you every step of the way. Collins State Bank, rooted in our community, invested in you.
Are you looking for
Welcome back to Valders High School, getting set for kickoff here. Week 6 of the WIAA football season. Definitely going to have to stand. First quarter of action here from Valders High School. Valders won the toss, elected to receive, so it'll be the Raiders and the senior Gardner to kick things away to start quarter number 1 of week 6. Raiders, we saw a few special teams errors to start kickoffs, one against Roncalli, one against the Lions as well. They look to not do so here tonight. Here it is from Gardner, and we are underway. Taken in by the Valders Vikings, that being
John
Benning on the return. Taken.
Tackled at about the 8-yard line.
Tackled at the 8-yard line. Vikings are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 8. They are led by the sophomore quarterback, Ben Stoutinger. 36 for 71 on the year. 580 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for the sophomore.
Yeah, just a sophomore, limited experience, but has done a decent job filling in that role. And nice kick coverage there by the Raiders, pinning Valders deep here.
1st and 10 from their own 8. 11:52 to play in the first quarter. Stoutinger under center, starts it on the ground, just stuffed by the Raiders' defensive line.
Mason Stoutinger on the carry, picks up a yard.
There are 3 Stoutingers on this team, Coach. You got Mason, Ben, Mason there with the carry, Ben at quarterback. Then you also have Ethan Stoutinger as well, a senior for the Vikings.
Nice job by those interior guys that time for the Raiders.
2nd and 9 from the Viking 9, approaching 11 minutes to play in the first. On the ground again, this time on the near side. Handed to Braden Lenz. We saw that wide receiver weapon we talked about in pregame, but they're getting the running efforts.
Up to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
Gain of 11, and it's 1st and 10. First down of the night for the Vikings. They move the chains.
Yeah, Raiders got to be aggressive out of the gate here. Those big guys got to control the line of scrimmage. Linebackers got to be able to get to those gaps. 2 guys in the backfield again.
1st and 10 for the Vikings from their own 20-yard line. Stoutinger under center. Hands it to the other Stoutinger, Mason Stoutinger, stuffed by the Raiders. Loss of about two yards from the 18. It's going to be 2nd and 12.
Great job by Holtz getting out there making the play. And he makes the initial hit, and then a couple other guys rally to it. Kleinhunt's on the outside there as well. But good job containing that, nowhere to go.
First loss of yardage for the Vikings offense tonight. First for the Raiders D. Approaching 10 minutes to play in the first quarter. 2nd and 12 here coming up. Stoutinger under center. I'm going to pitch it off to the near side.
Braden Lenz on the carry.
Lenz once again on the carry. This is yours.
20, brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Vikings.
Can I take that? Okay, perfect.
Nice job by Socek on that one. Bumping that outside, and then the outside guy, they're able to clean it up.
So it's 3rd and 10 here. They get back to the original line of scrimmage. Stoutinger under center, gets the snap. Goes on the ground once again. This time to Mason Stoutinger. Still trying to push his way through there on the far side. He's got about, mark it 5 yards, gain of 5, and it's going to be 4th and 5 from their own 25. Vikings likely to punt this thing away, most likely.
Yeah, nice job by the Raiders early on here, hawking to the ball, getting everybody there, and creating a no place to go for the running back there.
So the Vikings are going to punt it away for the first time tonight on a 4th and 5, 8.5 to play here in the first quarter. Baldwin and Schaefer back to receive. It's going to be Schaefer taking things in at the 32. Schaefer with a lot of room in front of him, breaks 2 tackles, brought down at the 46-yard line. Gain a return of about 22 yards, 8:19 to play in the quarter, and the Raiders are going to get the ball for the first time tonight. They are led by the junior quarterback, Brady Kienbaum. We talked about in pregame how the Raiders offense really showing a lot of life in that last week against SMC. Run game was there. Passing game was probably the best they've seen all season. Ended things with a 90-yard passing touchdown off the ladder. We'll see what they can do tonight. Raiders break. Schaefer to the left of Kienbaum. 2 receivers on the far side. Here's Kienbaum from the gun. Started on the ground with Schaefer. And tripped up into the secondary. Mark at the 39-yard line. He's got a gain of 6, and it's 2nd and 4.
Great run there by Schaefer. He is such a hard guy to bring down. Not a big guy, but very slippery. Runs really hard, and just a hard guy to bring down. It's really fun to watch him run through those holes.
Makes some nice cuts when he's got the ball. I mean, made maybe 2 men miss there for the Vikings. Picks up 6. It's 2nd and 4 now, under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Here's Kienbaum from the gun once again. Gets the snap. We'll hand it to Schaefer for the 2nd time this game in the drive. Schaefer just stuffed right away, though. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a half an inch. And it's 3rd and 4. No gain on the play.
Yeah, that can be tough when you're on the short end of the field like that, running that way. And 28 vetting on this side was able to come down and make that play, hold that edge, and not allow Schaefer to get outside. And then on the cutback, they were all there. So nice job by Valders to close that up.
Again, we apologize. No Facebook stream currently. I think it's a Facebook issue. Nothing for us that we can do. But if you're watching on YouTube, spread the word to other family, friends tuning in along. Here's Baldwin to go in motion on the far side. Gets the jet sweep, but is just stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. And it's 4th and 4 coming up. 6:30 to play in the first quarter.
I got to imagine the Raiders are going to go for this here.
Said an early statement on your opening drive. Not pinned too far back. I would agree. We saw Gardner with his first field goal last week. I mean, I don't think we saw a single one from Langenfeld last year. I don't believe so.
I'm not sure.
He got close to getting one against, I can't remember who, but I don't think he actually ever had an attempt. So it's 4th and 4 for the Raiders. 6 minutes to play in quarter 1. And the Raiders are going to use their first timeout of the half. Under 6 to play in quarter number 1.
The donors for the signs that you see across the field, Dairyland C.
Today's Kiel Raider football game is proudly supported by Premier Financial Credit Union, Todd Oligan, New York Life, the Gravel Pit Sports Bar and Grill, Kiel Booster Club, Signature Flooring and More, Amplify Health by Bell and Titletown, Parker John's Barbecue and Pizza, Yard 65 Brewing Events, Kiel Lounge, Albright Again LLC, On Point Financial Group, Rex Bakery, Collins State Bank, Crest Real Estate, Goodfellas Barbershop, Dynamic Heating and Cooling, Craig University or Dairyland Seed Dealer, Drexel Building Supply, and by members of the NEW Sports Radio Broadcasters Club. Week 6 football season brings you to Valders High School. We are in quarter number 1, under 6 to play. Vikings were able to get a first down on their opening drive, but then had to boot things away. And the Raiders now hold with a 4th and 4 from the Vikings 39-yard line.
Big guy package in there for the Raiders. 2 extra offensive linemen in there.
Kienbaum gets the direct snap. He's going to take it himself. Kienbaum pushing for the first down.
He is close. Nice blocks on that left side. They collapsed pretty quickly, and they're giving him the first down.
He does have the first down. Raiders move the chains due to the quarterback keeper from the junior, Brady Kienbaum.
Yeah, a lot of movement on that left side there. Good job by the left side of the offensive line. Really pushed that forward. Gave Kienbaum a lot of room to work up in there.
5:40 to play in the first quarter. Raiders on the move. They set up now at the Vikings 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's Kienbaum from the gun, gets the snap, looking to the near side, slant route for Holtz, and he is brought down by number 28, John Vetting, who's gotten some good action there on defense. Nevertheless, Holtz picks up gain of about 6 yards, and it's 2nd and 4.
And I like that play call by Coach Eswine. First throw for Kienbaum, nice easy throw across the middle with a guy he's comfortable throwing to, and you get a nice gain there on first down.
Yeah, we talked about the passing game has not been here all season for the Raiders, but really something if they want to make playoffs, they want to finish this regular season off strong, they're going to have to get involved in their offense. On the keeper, here's Kienbaum, makes one cut, breaking loose, Brady Kienbaum in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Kiel Raiders, the junior Kienbaum for 6. Brady Kienbaum, 29 yards. First touchdown for the Raiders here tonight, 4:41 to play. And it really started with that 4th and 4. The Raiders converted. They got the first down off Brady Kienbaum's legs, and here they convert. First touchdown of the night. PAT for Gardner is good. It's 7-0 Raiders.
Yeah, great job there by the Raiders. Good drive. Like I mentioned, I really like that little short pass play Coach Eswine throws in there. Get your quarterback comfortable, nice, easy throw. And then once you throw that first pass, you're putting the defense on your heels, and then Kienbaum there with a nice read option, made the right read, hung on to the football, saw that lane, took it, and broke a couple tackles and broke it in for a touchdown. So you couldn't ask for a better start for the Raiders, responding after that tough loss from last week. Now you got to keep it rolling.
Absolutely. Great first drive for the Raiders. They hold things on the defensive side and then put up a statement opening drive to start it. 4:41 to play here in the first quarter, and the Raiders lead it 7-0. Coach Brown's welcome here from Valders. So Gardner kicking things back to the Vikings after their opening drive touchdown. Vikings look to respond. Big kick from the senior Gardner to the far side. Tripped up at the, looks like 25-yard line. Talking about the 27, that's where the Vikings are going to take back over. 1st and 10 for Valders.
Another nice job by the Raiders. Kick coverage. Did a really good job getting down there.
Yeah, that's right. Coach Brown's welcome back home. Alumni for Valders High School.
He's just got the right colors on now.
That's right. And his team's leading here 7-0 here in the first quarter. 4:35 to play. Valders gets the ball back after getting one first down, but then having to punt it away to the Raiders. We'll see what they can do here. Start things on the ground, up the chute. Raiders there, though. Gain of about 6 yards, though, for Lenz. And it'll be 2nd down.
Kind of an I formation look there. just a dive up the middle. And a nice gain there, making it a second and short here for the Valders Vikings.
2nd and 4, approaching 4 minutes to play in the first quarter of action. Making sure we're still good on the YouTube. Again, no Facebook stream tonight. Apologize for that. I believe it is just a Facebook issue. Ben Stoutinger gets the snap, send it up the chute. He does have enough for the first down. Gain of about 5 yards, mark at the 39-yard line, and the Vikings are going to move the chains. Second time tonight. It's 3:40 to play.
Yeah, a couple tough, hard runs here from the Valders running backs, and getting a lot of momentum coming up through that through that line makes it hard for those second-level guys to make plays.
1st and 10 from the Viking 40-yard line. Live formation again for the Vikings. Handed on the ground. Looks like a pickup of 5, and it's 2nd and 5 coming up.
Raiders don't want to let this drive slip away from them defensively. Got to focus on stopping that run, bouncing it outside, forcing them to go out and let those other guys make plays.
Yeah, for the Raiders defense, giving up 31 points last week against St. Mary Catholic.
Yeah, inexperienced defense. You really got to focus on improving every week.
Here's 2nd and 5 for the Vikings. Handed up the chute. For Braden Lenz, getting a lot of rushing attempts so far in this game. He's got a gain of 6, enough to move the chains. 2:34 to play, and the Vikings are on the move. Officially into Raiders territory just across midfield.
Kind of what we talked about in the pregame, right? A lot of running is what we're going to see from both of these teams.
Yes.
And not a whole lot doing for Valders on that first drive, but this drive moving the ball nicely. A couple of nice chunk runs, and now you got yourself at about midfield looking good.
And no Austin Ebert tonight as well running the football, so that's going to be a difference maker for the Vikings. Here's the carry from Lenz once again. Breaks one tackle in the backfield, able to make 4 yards out of it. And it'll be 2nd and 6 coming up. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first.
Kleinhunts had him in the backfield for about 2 or 3 yard loss. Wasn't able to bring him down, and he found that cutback lane and made something of it.
Brilliant at Roncalli and Menasha St. Mary.
2nd and 6 for the Vikings. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Ben Stoutinger from the gun. Gets the snap, rolling out to his left, looking to the far side. Is going to go short game out to receiver. That being complete to Carson Wasmer. Just going to be 3rd and 1, yard short of the sticks. 1:15 to play. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
And their first pass play, I believe, of the night. A little short pass as well. That's likely what we're going to see. Probably not a whole lot of home run balls tonight. It's going to be short in the passing game, but heavy in the run.
Third and 1 for the Vikings on the ground. And it's just stuffed by the Raiders D-line. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be a 4th and 1, approaching a minute to play in quarter 1.
A nice job by Miller and Funkhauser in there. Clogging that up, nowhere to go.
2 senior captains who's going to have a big game here tonight. Under a minute to play in the first quarter of action. Raiders lead at 7-0.
Yeah, you mentioned 2 seniors making plays, and down the stretch, you want to be a playoff team. It's your seniors that you got to rely on.
Absolutely.
To lead you and make those big plays when you need them.
Here's a big 4th and 1 for the Vikings. Ben Stoutinger under center, I formation, 2 backs behind him. Handing off to the far side for Lenz. Far side hash has got plenty enough for a first down. It's a gain of about 4, and the Vikings are going to move the chains.
37-yard line.
Yeah, just another I formation look there. Dive up the middle. And through that B gap, able to push forward, a lot of momentum. Those guys run, like I mentioned before, those guys run really hard up to that line of scrimmage. Follow your blockers. Another nice game.
6 seconds to play. We'll see if the Vikings decide to run one more play before the quarter. They will not. That's going to end quarter number 1. Raiders 7, Vikings 0. Start of the second. You're listening to high school football on Kiel Raider Radio.
At On Point Financial Group, we offer a straightforward, holistic approach to building financial strategies focused on you, your schedule, your circumstance, and your objectives. Whether you are preparing for a milestone life event like retirement, sale of a business, or simply looking for financial protection for the future, On Point Financial Group promises to offer you a new level of attention, insight, and guidance.
Stop in at Mike's Kiel Lounge, the coolest bar in town with a bird's eye view of the river. Open every day at noon except Tuesdays at 1:30. Stop in for some great food and drinks and check out our daily specials. On Monday, enjoy half-price appetizers. On Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries. Wednesday, indulge on chili cheese fries. On Thursdays, brat patties and poppers. And on Fridays, enjoy mini tacos and chicken wings. Right next to the post office in Kiel, visit Mike's Kiel Lounge.
golly. That penalty, man.
At Parker John's, we do barbecue the right way, from tender pulled pork to slow smoked brisket.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not in the mood for barbecue? Our Stonefire pizzas are baked to perfection. Looking to wet your whistle? We've got great craft beers, signature cocktails, and loaded Bloody Marys. Parker John's is a family-friendly place to have a smoking good time. So whether you're here for all-you-can-eat nights or just a great meal, we're bringing the smoking good flavor 7 days a week. Come on down, we can't wait to have you.
Parker John's.
Looking for a bank that knows your name and your story? At Collins State Bank in Kiel, we're more than just numbers and accounts. We're neighbors, friends, and financial partners. For over 100 years, we've been helping our neighbors buy homes, grow businesses, and plan for the future. With personal service you just won't find at the big banks, at Collins State Bank, we're right here with you every step of the way. Collins State Bank, rooted in our community, invested in you.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Looking to replace the living room floor? Do you want to update the bathroom, switching to hardwood, or are you installing carpet? Signature Flooring & More has you covered. Their showroom is for everyone from flooring installers to DIYers. Find the flooring you need to complete your new kitchen or an updated bathroom by visiting Signature Flooring & More, located next to Dollar General in Kiel. Signature Flooring has you covered from installation to selection to tool rental. Call Ryan today at 920-286-6041 for all of your flooring needs.
At Drexel Building Supply, our mission is to supply happiness. And with that, we are committed to finding the best team members, supporting the local builder, and maximizing profits to do Jesus' work here on earth. From lumber and trusses to cabinets and doors, let us be organized on your behalf for your next project. Visit us at 274 Cemetery Road in Kiel, or give us a call at 866-328-2583.
Welcome back to the half. We sincerely apologize. We had no audio, I believe, that whole second quarter. Truly do apologize, but we could see the video on your screen. We have a 14-7 halftime score here from Valders High School. We see a very big band perform there on your screen for Valders. We're going to try to get some EWC scores here for you from Mr. Hoffman. 19 minutes ago, New Holstein leads the Tigers 21-0 start of the second quarter. Again, that was 19 minutes ago. These are all updates 19 minutes ago. Brilliant 6, Roncalli 0, second quarter, 6 minutes to play. And SMC leading KLC 7-0 start of the second quarter. We'll try to get updated updates. That was 20 minutes ago. So game's most likely at halftime for a bunch. That touchdown was called back. Oh, it was a hold on the Raiders, correct?
Yes.
Schaefer had the chance. Yeah, we'll try to recap the second quarter here for you. So, end of the first quarter score was, correct me, 7. What was it at the end of the first? I don't even remember.
I believe it was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Raiders up.
Raiders, 2 nice drives getting those touchdowns, and man, that touchdown at the end there called back. Or, well, near touchdown would have been for Schaefer, called back for holding. Just a killer for the Raiders. Ended up trying a 42-yard field goal at the end from Gardner. Weren't able to get it. But then you go back to Valders. The Raiders punting, getting a Kielbaum had a nice punt over to the opposite 40, and then a big return for Wasmer, which led to that rushing touchdown from
1-yard touchdown from Lenz.
And it makes this a one-score game. And
yeah.
So it kind of changes the whole outlook. You know, we were looking at it from the perspective the Raiders could be up 3 scores, and now it's a one-score ball game, and it's a totally different game. And if you're the Raiders coming out to receive the ball second half, you got to have a really good first drive and you got to protect that lead. Once you get that lead, Raiders haven't played a whole lot with a lead this year. You got to be able to protect that. And like I mentioned in the pregame, this is a really, really important game for both teams, but more so for the Raiders. If you're talking about playoffs, this is a team that, playoffs is a goal every single year. I mean, they've made the playoffs every single year since 2014, and obviously want to keep that going. But long way to go, and you just got to chip away one at a time. But every single game is important. Every play matters, and that's why you have to stay focused and do your job.
Well, we sincerely apologize the audio issues in that second quarter. And I normally have my phone on me, and I got so many text messages, so many texts telling people, hey, your audio's not working, something's not right. And we were just so tuned into that second quarter. Even you didn't look at it too, and we just never noticed. Sincerely apologize, but again,
we need like a tech guy up here.
Oh man, we need
like a production truck.
It's crazy how much we have to. Away game setups are so tough. That's why you see the different graphic on your screen. Normally at home we're at a super nice system. We use production truck. OBS is great too. Don't get me wrong, but not as nice as production truck we use at Pfeiffer Field with the nice scoreboard and the graphics on your screen. But again, our halftime score, the Raiders 14, the Vikings 7. No current updates from Mr. Hoffman, EWC scores around the conference. But a big one tonight, Brilliant and Roncalli, both the teams tied for first place in the conference going at each other tonight. And that is at Roncalli. Latest score we saw 23 minutes ago, 6 minutes in the second. It was Brilliant 6, Roncalli 0.
Yeah, and Roncalli was stopped at the 1 yard line.
They were.
But really good game. I mean, that game tonight is probably going to determine conference. I believe those are the only 2 unbeatens that remain in the EWC.
You are correct.
So, whoever wins that one tonight is going to take the conference crown, barring some upset from a different team. But kind of what we expected. Those 2 teams, solid teams. Roncalli did surprise me a little bit. I wasn't totally expecting them to be the team that they are, but a team that has a lot of experience, that has, had guys that have played for 2-3 years on varsity, and that definitely makes a difference, and you could see it in the way that they played against Kiel. They have a really nice quarterback in Thiele and some nice receivers, good running back, and a team that struggled for many years in the last 2-3 years have had some really, really nice teams, and obviously now to be able to compete for a conference crown, it's been a long time. I think the last time that they were competing for conference was back when they were in the Olympian Packerland Conference, which was at least 10 years ago.
Yep. Yeah. And for your EWC standings, we mentioned those 2 teams tied for first. Brilliant and Roncalli sitting at 3-0 in conference. Behind them, tied for third, is New Holstein and St. Mary Catholic with 2-1. And then behind them, tied for 5th, Chilton and Valders, who we see tonight, 1-2. Then tied for 7th are the Raiders and the KLC, both sitting 0-3 in conference. So still a lot to play out, a lot of season left for the Raiders. They have Chilton next week, New Holstein the following week, and then KLC the last week. So still, after tonight, still 3 games. A lot can happen. A lot of upsets can happen. It's a very good conference, Eastern Wisconsin Conference. Super great conference for football. So SMC could very easily push through. New Holstein could push through, make a run to try to for second or maybe even first if one of those Brilliant or Roncalli gets upsetted.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, this is kind of the midpoint game that you really need to get if you're the Raiders. But then a manageable schedule coming back home next week with Chilton. Then you're at home with New Holstein, which is going to be a great game. I mean, they have really taken it to New Holstein the last couple of years. New Holstein's going to be ready to play coming into Kiel. They're going to be ready to go and try to come at the Raiders. But man, if you can rattle off 3-4 wins to end the season here and give yourself some momentum and put yourself in the position for playoffs, that'd be really good. And I think the Raiders have the schedule to be able to do it. There was more top heavy with the stronger teams, your Berlins, your Brillians and Roncalis of the world, and now you have a little bit more manageable schedule, a little bit similar competition that I think they can really, if they can rattle off some wins here, that would be huge. And to build momentum when you get into October, that's when you want to start building that momentum for the playoffs. So that would be huge. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself here. We need to take care of business tonight and get that win first. That's obviously the most important one.
7-0 over KLC.
I didn't catch all the EW scores, but we'll try to get updates from Mr. Hoffman. But yeah, talking about playoffs, we can always. I was looking at this week playoffs, and this year implementing the new points system. So you have Tier 1 points, where depending on what team you beat, if they're from Division 5, 4, etc., you get a certain amount of points, and then you divide it by the amount of games you play, correct? And then you have also Tier 2 points, which is the quality of the teams you play, I believe, and something to correlate with Tier 1 as well. So all a little very interesting. First year they've implemented it. It's going to play a part here this October for the WIA football playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm not super familiar with that. I haven't read up a whole lot on it, to be honest with you, but I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. And the WIA is always trying to implement new things to try to improve playoffs and seeding and things like that. I know that's been an issue in the past, and people have voiced their opinions, so they're obviously trying something new, which is good, and we'll see how that works out.
Well, again, we apologize for the quarter number 2 audio issues. No audio, I believe, that whole entire quarter, which is just, it's super frustrating, but nothing we can do. Can't look in the past, can't fix the past. So we move on. It'll be a great second half of full no issues, knock on wood. Again, like with the away setup, just a little different on the road compared to at our home turf, Pfeiffer Field, that we all are comfortable and love.
Yeah, and I'm not very familiar with this whole setup, so I know you got a lot of stuff
it's
going
all,
on. But
you learn something new every day with this technology and this.
We're gonna go with it, and happy to be broadcasting.
Yeah, we're just blessed to be here. Yeah,
everybody watching at home, and I know for me, when I'm just kind of watching as a fan, it's very nice to be able to watch. You know, some people love coming to the games, but when you're at home, it's just like watching any other game. You know, we don't have the camera angles that your college and NFL is gonna have, but
I wish we did.
Yeah, I mean, you still have a solid setup, and I think a lot of people appreciate that. But
absolutely,
to talk more about this game, kind of going back to what we were saying before, 14-7. Obviously, it would have been nice to have that 3-score lead if you're the Raiders, but these are the cards you've been dealt, and now you're going to get the ball, start the second half, keep going with that running game. Schaefer, Kienbaum had a really nice half, and Coach Eswine threw a couple of nice pass plays in there with Holtz, and then you had that screen play that got called back. That would have been huge.
Yes,
to put them down on the inside, even if you don't punch it in there, which I think they probably would have. Even if you don't, that's a much shorter field goal for Gardner. Instead of a 42-yarder, you're probably looking 25 to 30 yards, which makes a huge difference. And then a couple of nice plays at the end of the half. You had the nice return. Put yourself in a position for a long field goal. 42 yards is a long field goal for Gardner. Just left it a little bit short. So they've really had some nice drives. Just haven't been able to come away with points at the end there. But in a game like this where it's going to be all running in the second half, you got to protect this lead now, right? You got to protect the lead. And with this running game, it's going to be huge, and just burning that clock when you have the ball, and keeping the ball out of the Valders offense. And when they get the ball, your defense has got to be stout, and they did some really nice things. I mean, gave up that touchdown at the end, but that was more of a special teams issue, that big return, getting inside the 20-yard line and then rattling off a couple of plays. Defense not able to do a whole lot there. So, but I think otherwise defensively, the Raiders have done a really nice job, and we'll see what they can do second half. They're going to have to be stout, but it's all going to start with this offense and having a nice first drive here.
We'll step aside, take a break, get you set for the start of the second half. Halftime score, Raiders 14, Vikings 7. You're listening to high school football on Kiel Raider Radio.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
As with most other things in life, the key to achieving your long-term financial objectives is preparation. Your goal may be to protect your family during your working years, or guarantee your own retirement security. These things won't happen by accident. It is important to map out a strategy that will help you meet those goals. The good news is that it is never too late to start. Of course, preparing your financial future can be intimidating. Luckily, you do not have to do it alone. Putting your strategy into action starts with a simple phone call to your local New York Life agent, Todd Olick. You can find Todd on the 300 block of Fremont Street in Kiel. Todd brings knowledge and expertise to help families and businesses in Kiel and surrounding communities achieve financial success. He looks forward to seeing you soon. Go Raiders.
Enjoy house-made craft beers and cocktails in our newly renovated tap room, brew house, and event hall. With over 14 craft beers and cocktails now on tap, Yard 65 Brewery is a family-friendly venue that is perfect for afternoons on the patio, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in to experience the historical charm of the Yard 65 Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow us on Facebook for updates on current beer offerings and specials. Yard 65 Brewery in Kiel.
Welcome back to Valders High School. We're getting set for the start of the second half. Your halftime score, Raiders 14, Vikings 7. A very great first half. And, Coach, you were talking about how the Raiders cannot turn back to start this second half. They have a good 14-7 lead here at the break. Last week we saw the Raiders with a 14-10 lead at the half and not able to punch through and get the W last week against the Zephyrs. And tonight they cannot look back. They have to keep their foot on the gas. And it really starts with all three sides of the ball. It's going to be the defense, really, I think, mostly over the offense. Their offense has been great tonight, but it's going to be the defense that's going to keep them in this game and end up giving them the W tonight.
Absolutely, and like I mentioned before, a team that doesn't have a lot of experience, the margin for error is small. Even against a Valders team that is ridden with some injuries, things like that. But you still have to do the little things right in every way, in offense, defense, special teams. You got to take care of the football. You can't have silly penalties down the stretch. You got to be able to move the football offensively. And then defense, like I said, the defense is going to have to be stout. That's the name of the game, to be able to get stops and force this Valders team to punt the ball away to you. So we'll see what the Raiders can do here. First possession is going to be huge for them.
Raiders are going to get the kick to start here the second half. They lead 14-7 against the Valders Vikings, week 6 of the regular season. And Coach and I are going to keep our phones on us, so if anyone does text us that we have issues, again, we apologize for the no audio second quarter. We will move on here to the second half. Can't change the past. Great game we have had so far. First half was very competitive. It's two teams that are just struggling here so far in this season, just really needing a win, the Vikings and the Raiders, and they're going to fight it out here in this second half. Second half underway, the kickoff for the Vikings. Back to return will be Schwartz there on the far side. He's got a nice return past the 40-yard line, still on his feet, brought down at about the 49-yard line. Big return from Schwartz.
Yeah, Schwartz again with a really nice return.
That's his second one, yeah.
And that's a great start, great response from the Raiders after giving up that late touchdown and coming out in the second half ready to go. Great job by that wedge again. second line with some nice blocks in there, and Schwartz finding the gaps and a really nice return.
So now it's the Raiders 1st and 10, under 12 to play here in the third quarter of action. Started out the drive on the ground with Schaefer. He's got one man to beat and dragged down out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Schaefer got to the outside and had a lot of room, made the most of it.
25-yard gain brings the ball.
Gain of 25 for the junior Schaefer. Moves the chains for the Raiders. 11:37 to play here in the third quarter of action. Raiders already on the move, and it started with the big return from the sophomore Colin Schwartz. On 1st and 10, Kienbaum from the gun gets the snap. They're going to give it off to Schaefer once again here on the near side. He's got a lot of room out in front of him. Tripped out, taken down at the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal coming up.
Oh, man.
Not even a minute into this half.
If Gardner could have got that block on the outside there, that would have been it. But, yeah, like you said, Raiders moving quickly here. You get a nice return, 2 big chunk plays, and you're sitting just inside the 10-yard line. Great place to be.
Under 11 to play here in the third quarter. 1st and goal from the Vikings 10-yard line. Snap to Kienbaum. Give it to Schaefer up the shoot. He's got a gain of about three yards. Brought down at the 7. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Gain down to the 7, 2nd and goal Raiders.
Just wanted to. Second and goal from the Vikings 7. 10:19 to play here in the third quarter. Raiders knocking on the door, looking for their 3rd touchdown of the night. Schaefer from the gun. Off the read option, keeps it himself. It looks like he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd and goal, under 10 to play here in the third. Raiders got to punch this thing in here. Can't settle for 3 or 0, in all honesty.
Yeah, a couple of really nice runs there, and now you got yourself a 3rd and long on the 3rd and goal here, but I got to imagine this is going to be 4 down. Coach Eswine is definitely going to want to go for the end zone.
Give the Vikings,
even if they don't get it.
Give the Vikings defense a lot of credit here, kind of holding the Raiders to only 3 yards on this play, but Kienbaum ends that up the shoot. The junior's in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Nice run there by Kienbaum, following his blockers. Look, came through the hole with the guard, a lot of room, and just following your big guy, having confidence he's going to make the right blocks, and he did. And great start to the half here for the Raiders.
The junior Kienbaum's got a hat trick here in week 6. 3 touchdowns for Brady Kienbaum. Entering this game, Kienbaum had only 2 rushing touchdowns, and he's got 3 here tonight. Extra point from the senior Gardner is up and good, and the Raiders lead things 21-7. The key to achieving your long-term financial objectives is preparation. Putting your strategy into action starts with a simple phone call to your local New York Life agent, Todd Oleg. You can find Todd on the 300 block of Fremont Street in Kiel. He looks forward to seeing you soon. Go Raiders. 9:26 to play here in the third quarter of action. 2 minutes, 34-second drive for the Raiders. Ends in 7, and the 3rd rushing touchdown for the junior Brady Kienbaum.
Yeah, like we mentioned, I kind of talked about it at halftime, is that first drive coming out. That was going to be super important for the Raiders, and they were able to move very quickly and score. Now you've given yourself that 2-touchdown cushion, which is huge.
Raiders give the ball back to the Vikings here, under 9.5 to play.
Little reverse.
Get a little reverse here on this kickoff, and a lot of room in front of him. Vikings one man to beat. Still pushing through.
And they fumbled it.
And they fumbled it, and the Raiders look to have recovered it.
Wow.
Wow.
Pulled it right out of his hands there. I'm not sure who that was.
Vikings ran a reverse off the kickoff and fumbled it, and the Raiders recover at a huge break, which would have been a huge return for the Vikings.
Wow. And what a killer for Valders.
Wasmer had a great return to set up their only touchdown of the night, and here he fumbles it, gives it to the Raiders offense, leading 14.
Now just do what you were doing. Get those chunk plays, move down the field.
9:14 to play here in the third. Raiders get the ball back, and it'll be Kienbaum from the gun. Hands it to Schaefer. Flag flies here on the near side. Schaefer picks up about 1 yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage at the very least.
Side there on the receiver on the far side here.
We'll see what the flag is here. 9:09 to play in the third.
Came from the side judge there.
It'll be false start on the Raiders.
Looked like an illegal formation, may have not been lined up correctly.
5-yard penalty drops them back. It's going to be a 1st and 15 now for the Raider offense. Holtz and Gardner to come here on the near side. Snap to Kienbaum. Off the read, he's going to keep it himself once again. Can't get back to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up about 3 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, so once again with that read option, that outside, I believe outside linebacker or that D end is coming out and taking Schaefer every time. I'm sure that was a point of discussion this week in film with Coach Eswine and his staff about how they were going to play that, and Kienbaum doing a nice job pulling it back, taking it himself.
Off the 2nd and 12 for the Raiders. Kienbaum from the gun. Looking to the far side for Holt, who had it in his hands. Can't haul it in for the catch. So it's incomplete. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 now.
Yeah, that's just one you got to catch. A lot of open space. Looking ahead before he caught it. Got to look that in, but definitely one that Holtz is going to want back.
Absolutely. No one on him. He had it right in his hands. A little bit of space out in front of him, too. But now it's a 3rd and long 12 here for the Vikings offense. Kienbaum from the gun. Schaefer to his right. Drops back, looking to the far side. He's got a catch. Incomplete, he calls it the far side official. And it's going to be 4th and 12. Raiders are going to punt this thing away.
Yeah, Holtz had to come back for that one. And made a nice effort, just wasn't able to bring it down. And after the fumble, Raiders not able to capitalize. And now if you can get a nice punt off here, put them deep in their own zone.
Gotta shout out Trevin Heller, Jack Heckman, the Kautzers listening in. They were the one who gave me updates. My parents as well listening in. Giving updates that our audio is now working in the 2nd quarter, but
oh, nice
that did not
play.
matter. That was Micah Goodman taking him down after the punt from Kienbaum.
Great play by Goodman.
There's a flag down where the punt occurred here on the near side. That's going to be on the Raiders.
Could be.
There are 2 flags down, actually.
Offsetting penalties.
Offsetting penalties, yep. 8:06 to play here in the third. Raiders lead at 21-7. They got the ball back after a Carson Wasmer fumble off the kickoff. The Raiders had a 3-and-out, and they give the ball back to the Vikings.
So I believe with offsetting penalties, it would be a replay of the 4th down, so they'll have to punt it away again.
Yeah. So back to return will be Wasmer.
Offsetting penalties, so the down will be replayed.
So Kienbaum will punt it away again. 8:06 to play in the third. The junior Wasmer back to return for the Vikings. Oh, it's a blocked punt. Recovered by Kienbaum. And the Vikings with beautiful field positioning here. Just a guy went right past that wall for the Raiders, able to block that punt. Just not a great wall setup for the Raiders there, and the Vikings are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, and it started with the snap there. That was a high snap, and when you have a high snap like that as a punter, you're just trying to get it off, and so I think a little bit rushed there, but it affects the timing of everything. It gives those big guys, you know, coming from the Valders side a little bit more time to get to the ball, and Kienbaum trying to get it off quickly there and wasn't able to get it off.
Wasmer to go in motion. They give it to him on the jet sweep. Makes a nice cut into the secondary. Breaks another tackle. Wasmer looking to get back into the end zone, and he will. Touchdown, Valders. There is a flag on the play. And he looks to be talking to another Viking, so I think this might be called back, Coach.
Yep, it's going to be a hold right in the middle. That's what it was looking like.
Hold on the Vikings is going to hold this touchdown from Wasmer.
A little bit of John going on out there between the teams.
Yeah.
A little bit of competitiveness, something you'll see in a tight game.
Yeah.
Brings the ball back to the
Raiders get a big break there off the holding call for the Vikings. 7:52 to play here in the third.
1st and 20.
So now Valders backed up 1st and 20.
10 yards, yep. Now it'll be 1st and 20 from the Raiders' 31-yard line. 3 backs behind Ben Stoudinger. Under center, gets the snap, fakes it to one, gives it to the other. That I believe being Lenz, yep, on the carry. Picks up about, nice gain of about 5 or 6 yards.
2nd and 15 for the Vikings.
Gain of 5, and now brings up 2nd and 15. Approaching 7.5 to play in the quarter.
Yeah, and Valders just, even on these long, you know, where they have penalties, these long plays to get to the 1st down, they're sticking with that running game and have done a fairly decent job doing it.
Here's Ben Stoudinger from the gun. Gets the snap, hands it up the chute. Here on the near side, Lenz breaking tackles. Still pushing down at the 5-yard line. Is there another fumble? There was a few Raiders signaling that they had the ball. Baldwin was on that pile thinking he maybe had a fumble recovery, but Lenz does have it. They mark it the 5-yard line.
And with that outside run that time, a lot of room for Lenz.
Gain of 21 from Lenz brings up 1st and goal from the 5. Vikings looking to punch it in, get within 1 score. I formation for the Vikings. Hand it off to Lenz up the chute, and he is in. Touchdown, Vikings.
On to attempt the extra point for the Vikings.
5-yard rushing touchdown for Braden Lenz, the junior. Did he get the first, right?
Yes.
Yes. 2nd touchdown of the night. And that is his 5th touchdown of the season. Extra point getting ready for the Vikings. Try to get it within 7. Good snap, a good hold. Kick is up. And it is no good. Vikings have gone for two a couple times this season, and I think that is why right there. So it's a 8-point lead for the Raiders. It's going to stay 21-13 here on the Parker Johns scoreboard. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, contact Crest Real Estate of Kiel, your team of real estate professionals for over 27 years. Contact Crest at 920-894-HOME or browse current listings at cresthomes.com. Crest Real Estate, experience with results. An interesting second half we have had here. The Raiders get a touchdown to start the half and then get off the reverse kickoff. Valders looking to get the ball back. They fumble it. Raiders get the ball, a 3-and-out for their offense, and now the Vikings respond with their second touchdown of the night, and Braden Lenz's second touchdown of the night, his 5th of the season.
Yeah, a lot going on here, and we're still not even halfway through this third quarter. But we mentioned all three phases, including special teams, super important, and both of Valders' touchdowns have come off of miscues on special teams. They gave up that long punt return in the first half, and then there with the blocked punt leads to 13 Valders points.
Here's the return from Schwartz here on the near side. That is not Schwartz. That's 22. Who is that? It's not, there's no, yeah. No clue, no one on the roster here. Might be someone from JV stepping up. Do you know who that is? Someone from JV, I assume. Maybe some. Very interesting. Nevertheless, Raiders are 1st and 10 here with 6:28 to play. Kienbaum from the gun. Let's start the drive off on the ground with Schaefer. Met right away by Viking defenders. Picks up about 4 yards, though, for the junior. That's going to be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and if the Raiders can have a good, solid drive here running the ball and burn some clock, that would be huge. And you've got yourself in a pretty good position here in midfield. A lot of room to work. Got to take care of the football.
Absolutely. Under 6 to play here in the third. 21-13 our score. Snap to Kienbaum looking to his left. He's got a receiver. That's Holtz on the far side. Still on his feet. Official does mark him now out of bounds. I'm going to say he was out at the, looks like 41-yard line. Nevertheless, Raiders move the chains, and they are on the move.
And once again, Coach Eswine, good play call. Going to the outside there to a quarterback receiver duo that we see a lot with Holtz and Kienbaum, but putting his quarterback in comfortable positions, giving him manageable throws.
Got to give a lot of credit. Give a lot of credit to this passing game has really improved these last 2 weeks. We've seen it really well so far tonight. Last week against SMC, it was pretty solid. Obviously, that 90-yard touchdown, hook and ladder to try to get them to tie the game. Obviously, the extra point blocked, but it has really improved these last 2 weeks, and it's going to have to keep improving and keep getting better if the Raiders want to finish this regular season off strong and try to make a playoff appearance and a run. Approaching 5 minutes to play in the third. Kienbaum from the gun gets a snap. He'll give it to the junior Schaefer, pulled down by 2 Viking defenders. Met right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like even a loss of 1 on the play, and it's 2nd and 11. Nope, never mind. Maybe a half a yard gain for Schaefer. They initially had it losing 1, and then they moved it back.
Backwards.
Yeah.
Schaefer tried to bump that outside and just nowhere to go.
So it is 2nd and 9 from the 39. 2 receivers here on the near side. And Kienbaum's going to keep it himself. He's done that quite a few times tonight. And this time he does have a loss of 1. And it's 3rd and about 10, just barely behind the sticks.
Yeah, and that's where we saw those big plays in the first half, is with that read option kind of going up the middle. And I got to imagine the Valders coaching staff talked about that as a point of emphasis at halftime, as we saw the guy that's going to come out and take the running back Schaefer, but those guys in the middle were right there to meet Kienbaum when he was going to keep it. So good adjustment there from Valders.
3rd and 10 with 3:48 to play in the quarter. Deep drop back for Kienbaum. Flushed out, roaming here to the near side. Is going to take it himself and is tripped up here inside the 40.
Nice job by Kienbaum, able to get out of that. It looked like he was in the area of a sack there, was able to escape and at least get a couple of yards and keep that clock rolling with some positive yardage. That's always a good thing.
36-yard line. 4th and 6 for the Raiders.
Obviously, the Raiders going to go for it here.
4-down territory for this Raider offense. 4th and 6, approaching 3 minutes to play in the quarter. Big 4th down here for this Raiders, looking to score for the 2nd time of this quarter. And they deal with a 4th and 6 from the Viking 37. Kienbaum from the gun, keeps it himself, up the shoot, met by number 10, Mason Stoutinger. Does he have enough for the 1st down?
He does.
I believe he does.
Yep.
What an effort from the junior Kienbaum. Inches it out for the 1st down, and the Raiders are going to move the chains. Under 3 to play.
Yeah, it looked like he was really close there, but then that extra effort, we talked about it before, football's a game of inches. That little extra effort made the difference for Kienbaum. Great job pushing his legs, keeping those legs churning for that extra half yard that he needed, and he gets it, and we'll remember that play. That's a big play here. Keeps the clock moving. You got a fresh set of downs, 2:30 to go. You want to try to punch this in.
1st and 10 now for the Raiders. Kienbaum's going to give it to Schaefer here on the near side, but it's just met. Schaefer's been pretty contained so far here in this 2nd half. He's got a loss of 1 yard. Looks to be, and it's going to be 2nd, maybe 2, 2nd and 12 coming up.
Yeah, Valders doing a nice job this half locating Schaefer. Like you mentioned, hasn't been able to break a lot of big runs here. And Raiders will adjust. We've seen a couple more passing plays out to Holtz. They've looked to Holtz a couple of times already on this drive.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 12 for the Raider offense. Big drop back, sets up a screen for Schaefer here on the far side. A lot of room and blockers out in front of him. Schaefer, far side, brought down by Brody Miller there on the far side, the junior. There's a flag down.
Another penalty on a screen. Not sure who that's going to be on. Officials discussing. And it looks like an illegal formation again, so I'm guessing somebody was not lined up on the line of scrimmage.
Preliminary indication against the Raiders.
Could be an offensive lineman not lined up on the line of scrimmage. We see that a lot in the NFL now. They call that a lot more often, illegal formations, just with the tackles not being lined up on the belt of the center. Could be what that was there. I'm not totally sure. But it was an illegal formation.
Got 1:30 to play here in the quarter. Looking like they're going to mark it
5-yard procedure penalty.
the 35-yard line.
Back to the 36-yard line.
That's what I believe. I believe you're right. You were right. It's illegal formation.
Somebody was lined up. I'm not sure if it was a receiver on the out. Well, no, the receiver shouldn't matter because they don't have to line up. I'm guessing it was the tackle on the end was probably off the line of scrimmage. So like I mentioned, something that we see called a lot more often in the NFL now the last couple of years. Not something you see a whole lot called in high school, but nonetheless affects a huge play once again for the Raiders.
Going to be about a 2nd and 16 now for the Raider offense. Drop back for Kienbaum. Flushed out to here to his right. He's going to throw while he's being tackled. Dangerous pass. Holt almost had the deflection, but it's just going to end up being incomplete. So now 3rd and 17 coming up.
Yeah, break for the Raiders there. Kienbaum got it away just a little late. Looked like he got hit as he threw. One like that, instead of trying to force it when you're playing with a 1 touchdown lead, just
Absolutely.
get that ball out of bounds, throw it away. But obviously the hit affected the throw a little bit, and the Raiders fortunate that that wasn't intercepted.
I think there you just, if you're Kienbaum, you keep it, try to get some yards out of a broken play. But now the Raiders offense face a 3rd and 17, minute 19 to play in the quarter. Schaefer on the ground is just stuffed by the Vikings defense. Picks up only a few yards.
So you're still not even back to the original line
Right.
of scrimmage.
It's been a
So
tough 4th down for the Raiders.
Long way to go here. See if you can get a nice chunk play here. See what Coach Eswine has got drawn up here.
4th and long for the Raider offense. We approach the end of the 3rd. It's 40 seconds to play. But it's a big play before the end of the quarter. And Kienbaum's going to drop back and punt this thing. Vikings not ready for it. It almost tried to touch it just before the goal line, so it is end up a touchback. Like the idea from Coach Eswine, kind of pin him deep, almost had it at the 1 yard line, but instead it'll be a touchback.
Yeah, I think that's a really smart decision, especially with a 4th and long like that. Passing game hasn't been great. But yeah, I mean, obviously almost able to get down there. I think if there would have been a little bit more air under that punt, could have gave those guys a little bit more time to get down there, but good hustle. But nonetheless, now you're putting them at their own 20 or own 25, excuse me. No, is that 20, 25?
It's the 20. Yep, 20.
And so now you're forcing them to go 80 yards to potentially try to tie this game up.
Valders likely to run just one more play here before the quarter. 29 seconds to play. Stouting are under center. They'll start the drive out on the ground. Ma Lee. I noticed that name when I was prepping.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to pronounce
looks like
that.
He's the wing back on that side. They gave him the ball. I believe that's his first carry of the game. So
yes, it is.
They've been in that I formation. They've been going with Lentz a lot and Stoudinger, and now this time with that looked like a wing back.
It's the end of the 3rd. We'll bring you the 4th when we come back. Will it be the Raiders or the Vikings trying to turn their season around before it's too late here tonight? 4th quarter coming up next.
This is the story.
Enjoy house-made craft beers and cocktails in our newly renovated tap room, brew house, and event hall. With over 14 craft beers and cocktails now on tap, Yard 65 Brewery is a family-friendly venue that is perfect for afternoons on the patio, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in to experience the historical charm of the Yard 65 Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow us on Facebook for updates on current beer offerings and specials. Yard 65 Brewery in Kiel.
Are you looking for someone to build you, your new house, or maybe remodel your old aging home? Maybe you need some small work done like installing a storm door or a new window. Those little home improvements that you just can't find the time for, or maybe you just don't know how. If interested, give us a call at 920-894-7507 or shoot us an email at albrightagainllc@yahoo.com. Jobs big or small, call Albright Again Home Improvements for all your home improvement needs.
Start of the 4th here from Valders High School, 21-13 our score. It's going to be a dramatic, intense fourth and final quarter of action.
Yeah, what a good game.
It has been a great game. Both teams just fighting for their seasons here tonight. I mean, struggling. Both teams really struggling and trying to get back to that 500 mark, work their way back up in conference, and it's been a great game, Coach.
Yeah.
So now the Vikings off a second down. Is going to go play action. Wide open. Up the shoot is Mason Stoudinger. One man to beat, and that's Baldwin. Raiders come back and take him down.
He fumbled it.
Inside the 20, and I believe he was down, was he?
And yeah, they're where they're marking it. They're signaling it. That's going to be Raider football. I saw the ref throw his bag.
Yep,
which
I did see
usually
that
means
too.
A foul or a fumble.
Wow. This is going to be Raider football.
So two guys were running. Looks like two guys were running with him, and one of the guys come punch it out.
Yeah. I mean, he had one man to beat, and that was Baldwin, and then two come back, and they get another fumble recovery. And there have been plenty of fumbles for this Vikings team that have costed them and might end up costing them this game here tonight.
Yeah, nice play right up the middle. Stoudinger was wide open, gets a big gain, and Raiders come away with another, off of another Valders big play. That was the last fumble we saw. Same thing.
Schaefer now to start the drive off after the fumble recovery from the Raiders defense.
That is a huge play in this game.
Absolutely.
Would have put Valders inside, I believe, the 20-yard line.
Yep.
And with the potential down 8 to score and go for 2 and tie this game. And what a costly turnover, as was the first one. And very well, without those turnovers, could be in the lead of this game. But nonetheless, the Raiders holding on to this lead with a couple of nice plays defensively, getting some fumbles.
Kienbaum flushed out to his right, looking for a receiver down the far side. That's Andrew Kleinhunt's the tight end. Incomplete, a little too far out of the reach for the junior. Brings up 3rd and 8, 11 minutes to play in the final quarter.
Yeah, if you're Kienbaum, that's definitely the right place you want to put it. Make it long, don't make it short. Get it where only your receiver can get it.
We hear EWC updates here on the PA, and the one we'll highlight is the Roncalli Brilliant game tied at 14 right now. And actually, Heath Cousin had a 64 and 96 yard touchdown to tie that game. Off 3rd and 8 for the Raiders. What a response from this Vikings defense, giving up that fumble and now going to force the Raiders for a 3 and out. They're going to have to punt this thing away with 10:46, and just like that, the Vikings offense is going to get this ball back.
Yeah, very quick 3 and out. That second play, the pass play, obviously stopped the clock, so only about a minute and a half coming off the clock, so still lots of time. Even when they get this punt off, still going to be over 10 minutes and probably going to be on the Raiders' side of the field.
10:25 to play in the quarter. This time, Kienbaum gets off a good punt. Bounces to the 49, taken in up the chute by Lenz. No, that's Wasmer, not Lenz, sorry. Big return for the Vikings, nevertheless, though, from Carson Wasmer.
And so they're right back to where they were after or before the fumble.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, you got Kiel had 5-6 guys down there to make the play, and he slips through all of them. That's
I mean,
another big play. I mean, you have to be able to make those tackles in open space, and when you have that many guys down there, there's no excuse to not be able to make that play. And
there have been so many plays where they've just been given it like that big pass play, then the Vikings fumble it, and there the Raiders have the ball, and they just have to punt it away.
And now you're going to have a false start.
Against the Vikings. 5-yard penalty of the 1st and 15.
.10:09 to play here in the quarter. False start for the Vikings offense, going to drop them back 5 yards.
Now if you're the Raiders, use this to your advantage. Keep them away from the original line of scrimmage. Try to force some plays in the backfield.
3 backs behind Ben Stoudinger. They hand it to one on the near side, just plowing through Raider defenders. That's Lenz on the carry, approaching 10 minutes to play. Gets it back within the sticks. He's got a gain of about 10 yards.
And Lenz is a big guy, which can work to the advantage of some of these defenders being lower to the ground, but you got to wrap up and tackle. Big guy, hard to bring down, powerful runner. Got to wrap him up. Be a sure-handed tackler out there, especially down in the red zone if you're the Raiders defense.
9:33 to play here in the final quarter of action. Vikings knocking on the door here. Ben Stoudinger rolling to his right. Looking for a man. What a catch. Was he able to stay in bounds? He was not. Couldn't get his feet down. Nevertheless, what a great catch from the junior Mason Stoudinger, but it will not matter.
And a smart play there by Baldwin, pushing him out of bounds when he's in the air like that. Use that to your advantage, push him out of bounds so that he can't get those feet in. Nice job by Baldwin. And now you force a 3rd and somewhat long for Valders here.
3rd and 7 for the Vikings offense. A great note catch from Mason Stoudinger. He really got up in the air and able to hang on to that ball. Can't get the feet in, though. Ben Stoudinger on 3rd down, rolling out to the far side, swing it out wide for Lenz. And met right away by the Raiders defense. He's got a gain of about, mark it 5 yards. He's about 2 yards short of the sticks, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, good job by Schwartz getting out there, and Funkhauser, another hurry on the quarterback there, forcing him to get that ball out. Love to see hustle from the big guy there.
9:05 to play here in the 4th. Vikings no doubt going to go for this here.
Yeah, another huge play in this game. Lot of big momentum plays that we've seen here. And it looks like Valders is going to use one of their timeouts and talk this over, because this is a huge 4th quarter. Or, excuse me, 4th down.
Do you want a classic cut like a flat top or a modern cut like an undercut? Or are you looking for a new style altogether? If the answer is yes, stop in at Goodfellas Barbershop. Goodfellas is now a father-son business with the ability to accommodate more walk-ins for a great haircut with great service. Come to Goodfellas Barbershop, located at 630 Fremont Street. Interested in an appointment, call 920-894-HAIR. That's 920-894-4247. Goodfellas Barbershop, cut the way you like it. A dramatic 4th quarter here with 9:05 to play. It's a 4th and 3 for the Viking offense, looking to tie this game up.
Yeah, what a crazy game we've had here, Miles. This is this has been crazy. There's been some really nice plays, but also some very sloppy football from both sides.
Which is just, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, you have 2 teams that are still very much fighting for playoff position, so a lot on the line here.
Big play coming up. 9:05 to play. It's a 4th down for the Viking offense. Snap under center to Stoudinger. Here on the near side, it's Lenz. Tripped up inside the 5. He's got plenty enough for the 1st down. And the Vikings offense knocking on the door. It's 1st and goal.
And it looked like, I think that was Funkhauser just missed him as he was coming outside, as they bounced it outside, and he was right there, just not able, just out of the outstretched arm of Funkhauser, not able to bring him down, and 1st and goal from the 2 here.
8:42 to play. 1st and goal from the Raider 2-yard line. Stoudinger under center. Likely going to see Lenz. No, we're going to see, that is number 24, Brody Miller on the carry. Looks like he just picks up about a yard. It's going to be a yard short. It's 2nd and goal from the 1. Raiders holding off for now.
Went back left. Schaefer in that D end able to make the play there. Kleinhund's out there.
Vikings break. Approaching 8 minutes to play in the 4th. 3 backs behind Ben Stoudinger, who's under center. Flip it off to Lenz here on the near side, pushing through, and he's in. Touchdown, Valders.
So now obviously Valders going to go for 2.
Absolutely.
And try to tie this game up.
This is going to be a big play that could make or break this game here tonight.
And a good play call there from Valders. give it to your big guy who has been successful.
He's been great
all
tonight.
night.
Yeah.
And throw it to him or toss to him outside. Give him all that room to work, especially when you're down in the red zone. So nice play call there, and they're able to punch it in.
7:51 to play. Vikings down 2. Looking to go for the 2 points to tie this thing at 21. Stoudinger under center with Miller and Lenz behind him. Rolling out. Block from Lenz out in front. Stays in bounds, and it looks he is in. 2-point conversion is good. He faked it to Lenz, and Lenz had a block right in front of him, able to tiptoe to stay in bounds. And we are tied at 21. 7:51 to play in the quarter.
Yeah, it looked like Schaefer was trying to chase him down on the outside there. Just wasn't quite able to get him. Looked like he had him down there for a second, but wasn't able to get him. And Stoudinger able to sneak away and tie this game up. And so now we talk about the great start for the Raiders. 21-7, and now this game is tied, and some special teams mistakes.
Yep.
Making a difference once again, and both teams really, it's the big plays that have been making a difference. And for the Raiders' struggles, it's been special teams. With Valders, it's been taking care of the ball. And now we've got a tie ball game with just under 8 minutes to go.
It's going to be a great finish, Coach. 7:51 here in the quarter. Carson Wasmer to kick things off here and give the ball back to the Raiders. Raiders are in a comfortable spot. They've been here before, a tight game last week against SMC, and now they have exactly what they want. The ball in their hands, plenty of time left, and all 3 timeouts to use. Here's the return taken in from the 20-yard line for the Raiders. Schwartz on the return. Takes it up to the 36-yard line. He's got a return of 16, and it's 1st and 10 for the Raider offense.
See what Coach Eswine's got dialed up here. Raiders in desperate need of a good drive here. If you can get a couple of chunk plays, but just move down the field. You don't have to do anything special. Just move down the field. Offensive line, got to get some good blocks. Give Schaefer and Kienbaum some room to move there. Looks like they got the big guys in there.
Kienbaum from the gun's going to keep it himself. Flag flies from the near side official to start this drive.
And that is going to be likely an offside penalty once again from where that flag is coming from.
Penalty on the Raiders. Going to drop him back 5, I believe, correct?
Yep.
5-yard penalty for the Raider offense. Not the ideal way you want to start this drive at all, and it's going to be a 1st and 15.
This is where you got to lock in and not only 1, take care of the ball, but 2, be error-free. Good, clean football is what you need in a tight game like this if you want to come away with a win.
Now you need a big play to get back inside the sticks.
Vikings will decline the penalty. We'll bring up a 2nd down.
Interesting.
They're talking Valders may have declined this penalty.
Yeah, I think they did. So it would be a 2nd and 10 off the no-yard gain from Schaefer last play.
Interesting call there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Valders coaching staff trusting their defense, having confidence in their defense with those extra 5 yards. So Raiders now just back at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. I think that works in their favor.
Yeah,
we'll
they'll
see.
take it. 7:35 to play. It's a 2nd and 10 from the 36. Handed to Schaefer. Schaefer makes a nice cut, breaks 1 tackle. A lot of room out in front of him. Flag flies from the near side. Official tiptoeing inside, and he's in. Touchdown. We'll see if it stands. Likely going to be a hold on the Raiders. Junior Miller is waving Schaefer back, and it's likely going to be a hold on the Raiders, bringing this thing back. It is.
Preliminary indication is a holding on the Raiders.
Wow. And yet another
Another penalty that just crushes them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
they've
believe
had
the
a few of
second
those tonight.
touchdown,
Yeah.
or at least second really big gain that is called back.
You are correct.
Because-
Second
because of
touchdown, and both coming from
penalties.
Schaefer
Man,
that have been
that
called
is-
back.
Those, like I mentioned before, those are just the ones. As a coach, you are just furious.
Yeah. It's now 7-19. It's going to be a 2nd and 12 for the Raider offense. Lots of work to do here. They break. It'll be Gardner Holtz to go to the far side. Baldwin to come here on the near side. From the gun, it's Kienbaum handing it to Schaefer. Makes a few nice cuts. Gets back within the sticks. He's got a gain of about 5 yards. And it's going to be about a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Good job by Schaefer. Got a couple of extra yards there after contact. That's huge. Setting up a 3rd and manageable here. And, you know, depending on what you do here, 4th down could be very interesting. So would be nice to see the Raiders pick up a 1st down instead of a punt here. Would be nice to keep the chains moving and build a little bit of a drive here.
3rd and 7, 6:38 to play. They give it to Schaefer here on the near side. Makes a nice cut. He's got enough for the 1st down into the secondary. Brought down inside the 45. Huge run from Schaefer, keeps the drive alive, and the Raiders offense move the chains.
We talked about in the first half, I talked about fakes and how important that this coaching staff talks about carrying out fakes, and Brady Kienbaum carrying out a great fake there, faked out a couple of Valders players and faked me out as well. And that time, that play a lot where Kienbaum has been keeping it, that time gives it up to Schaefer, makes the right read, and a nice big play for the Raiders, and now they got a little bit more breathing room.
Really keeps this drive alive. Under 6 to play. Raiders have all 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Give it to Schaefer once again. Schaefer pushing through, met by multiple Viking defenders. He's got a gain of about 3 yards. That's 2nd and 7 with 5:40 to play coming up.
And remember, Valders used that 1 timeout earlier, so now only 2 timeouts for them to work with. 5.5 to go. That one less timeout can come into effect here down the stretch, and if the Raiders can continue to keep this drive going and burn up some more clock, that would be huge.
Brandon reminding us that the Facebook stream is not working. I believe it is a Facebook issue, nothing we can do on our end. So again, spread the word that the YouTube is up. We got a close game here to finish off. Kienbaum's going to keep it himself, met by the junior Miller. Got a gain of just 1 yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 for the Raiders.
Under 5 minutes to play.
So again, a 3rd and manageable for the Raiders.
(22-14), Brilliant leading Roncalli. We just got an update from our PA announcer up here. We appreciate that.
Heath Cousin.
That is a big game. He's got a
night.
hat trick now.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns
3
tonight
touchdown
for Brilliant.
night.
I believe he had a 90-some yard touchdown, 51.
Let's see, I got it up. I think it was a 96 and a 40-something. Yeah, 64 and a 96.
51-yard touchdown, so
unbelievable.
Big night for him.
And once again, that is the 2 teams tied for first right now in the conference,
Yeah,
that being the Lions and the Jets. Here we have a great game, bottom half teams of the conference fighting to really flip their season around here tonight. 2 teams desperate need for a win. 4.5 to play. We're square at 21 apiece. The Raiders forced to use a timeout. Looked like some miscommunication on their formation. So along with the Vikings, they have 2 remaining here in regulation. How cool would it to see a overtime game here tonight? That would be sweet.
Big 3rd down here for the Raiders to convert.
Give it to Schaefer. He's the one who kept the drive going on a big 3rd down last time on the other half of the field. Here's Kienbaum, keeps it himself. Blocker's out in front of him, tripped by his own man though. Picks up a few yards, just short of the first down. Gain of 4, and it's going to be a 4th and 3. Gain of 3.
4th and 4 for the Raiders.
Oh wow, I thought he was closer than
Yeah,
that.
I thought he
He's
was.
not, so
Yeah, this is
you're inside the 40 now, which is good. You know, if you don't get this, but
gotta convert.
yeah,
You
this
give the
would be
ball
a
back to
huge
Valders with
play.
2 timeouts, under 4
Yes.
minutes to play.
And they have the momentum, and
They do.
If the Raiders can keep this drive going, that would be big and burn some more clock.
4th and 3, 3:45 to play. Kienbaum from the gun. Hands it to Schaefer, up to shoot, and is stuffed before the first down. He is short. Kienbaum thinks they have the first down.
Nice tackle out in open space.
Ball marked right around the 35-yard line.
I believe it was Shimmick that made
They-
the play there.
Are they really going to give him this? It looks short from up here.
Yeah, that looks definitely
That looks short, yeah. It even looked shorter than their placement right now, but that is the official placement from our officials tonight. And it is a turnover on downs. Vikings take over, 3:36 to play. Raiders turn it over on downs.
Yeah, Kleinun's coming across as the tight end, making a nice block on that D end. Created that opening for Schaefer, but looked like Shimmick was able to get in there and make a really nice play in open space and to save that from probably being a touchdown, knowing how deadly Schaefer is when he's in that open space. But now Valders has the ball, and this Kiel defense has to make a stand. They have struggled here.
Yep, all season, and this is where it is going to count. Raiders offense ate up about 4 minutes of the clock. They had the ball with 7 minutes to play, and now they get nothing out of it. Here on the reverse to Wasmer. Makes a cut, but is tripped up in the backfield. That's a big break for the Raiders. Loses about 4 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 14.
The big guy, Funkhauser, out there, seeing that reverse and getting out there. Forced him to cut. He slips. Raiders not fooled. Good job being grounded there defensively and knowing where the football is.
If the Raiders here, the Vikings take their time, you can burn some timeouts to try to stop the clock and get the ball back, looking ahead. There's Ben Stoutinger from the gun. It's Wasmer to come in motion. They give it to, I believe, the other Stoutinger, Mason Stoutinger. Got a huge carry of 15 yards, enough for the first down. And the Vikings are going to move the chains. Gain of 15 for Mason Stoutinger. First down, Valders.
Yeah, really good position for Valders right now. They're good field position, lots of time, 2.5 to go. And they are moving the ball nicely here.
1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. I formation for the Viking offense. Stoutinger under center, hands it to Lenz. Stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. One of them being Andrew Kleinhuntz.
2nd and 9 for the Vikings.
And he does pick up a gain of 1, so it's 2nd and 9, approaching 2 minutes to play in the second half. Second and 9, 1:45 to play. Ben Stoutinger from the gun, gets the snap, rolling out to his left. Throws to the far side, up for grabs, incomplete. Risky pass from Stoutinger. Baldwin was right there to make the play for the interception.
Yeah,
And it's
Baldwin
gonna be
kind of falling backwards, not able to pick it off, but good coverage by the Raiders. Forcing a 3rd and long here.
a 3rd and 9 coming up here with 1:35 to play.
It'd be interesting to see what happens here if the Raiders do get a stop. See where Valders would end up if they would go for it. So another big play in this game right here. Big third down for both teams.
Timeout, Vikings.
Vikings going to use a timeout. They're only going to have one left here in the second half with 1:35 to play.
So Valders will have one timeout left.
Our Raider broadcasts are proudly supported by Craig Benversi, your Dairyland seed dealer. Now with Alforix Alfalfa and lacrosse seed, KB Seeds is your local Dairyland seed dealer with corn, beans, silage, and DLF seed dealer, the top-of-the-line alfalfa. Craig Benversi, 920-207-0830. Contact him for all your corn, soybeans, alfalfa, silage, and grass needs.
Players after the game, autographs will be given out by the varsity.
21-21, 1:35 to play here in the fourth quarter, and the Vikings face a 3rd and 9 coming up. What a great game this has been. Miles Detroit, Coach Hassinger, here the crew for week 6 here at Valders High School.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game for sure. Not a pretty game. A lot of mistakes from both sides, but two teams that are fighting for not only positioning in the conference, but trying to keep their seasons alive.
Absolutely, for
Every
playoffs.
game matters down the stretch here.
Here's a 3rd and 9, 1:35 to play. Under center, Stoudinger play action. Fakes one, goes up to shoot for a man, reaches up and grabs it. That's Mason Stoudinger.
Nice
wow.
throw by Ben Stoudinger. And what do you do when you need a big play? If you're Valders, go to your big guy. Stoudinger, good athlete who's tall, can go and make plays like we've seen tonight already. And they were successful.
Gain of 21, Ben Stoudinger to Mason Stoudinger. Vikings on the move, approaching a minute to play in the quarter. From the gun, Ben Stoudinger gets the snap. Flushed out, rolling to his left, throws one up, nearly intercepted there on the far side. That was Easton Milbrath nearly there on the interception, the freshman. 59 seconds to play. It's going to be a 2nd and 10. Well, that is a big gain of 21, that second to last play for the Viking offense. Ben Stoudinger to Mason Stoudinger to try to keep this drive alive and hope win this game for this Vikings offense. Now they face a 2nd and 10. Wasmer comes in motion, deep drop back for Ben Stoudinger. Going long and is picked off by the Raiders on the far side. Lots of room in front of him.
Baldwin.
Still on his feet. Baldwin tripped up.
Wow.
Past the 35, and the Raiders are going to take over. 2 timeouts left. 46 seconds of play.
Yeah, ball was underthrown by Stoudinger.
Wow. Stoudinger has been great tonight, but they're just a crucial mistake here in the fourth. 46 seconds of play. Raiders got 2 timeouts.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of forced that one, but man, the Raiders just continuing to take advantage of some miscues, be ready, and 2 fumbles now, an interception, 3rd turnover of the night for Valders.
And now we get a little flashback of last week to SMC.
Continues.
Raiders put together a drive to try to tie it. They didn't, but tonight they look to win it. Kienbaum, deep drop back. Rolling out to his right. He's got a man, Schaefer, here on the far side. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's 2nd and 10.
Looks like he maybe even lost half a yard there. So 29 seconds here. Still got time. You got 2 timeouts. But obviously now you have to go to the passing game, something that has not been the strong suit for the Raiders all season long.
40 seconds on the clock.
I was going to say.
So now they will reset the time. It'll be 40 seconds.
There's no way that play took 16 seconds. I was thinking that.
Still lots of time. See what Coach Eswine is going to dial up here.
2 timeouts for the Raiders if they need it, which they will. Kienbaum from the gun. Gets the snap on a 2nd and 10. Flushed out, evades one. Rolling out to his left. One chasing after him, and it's tripped up in the backfield. That's the junior Miller. A sack with 27 seconds to play.
Clock is continuing to roll.
Bring up a 3rd and 16 for the Raiders.
No timeout still.
Coach Eswine is going to play for overtime here.
Yeah.
So both teams will have the opportunity to possess the ball, and probably the right choice. You know, you're
don't risk
deep
anything.
in your own zone, and like I mentioned, passing game hasn't been great. You don't want to force something and have an interception. So I think that's the right call there for Coach Eswine, and now you play overtime.
End of regulation here from Valders High School. We have the first overtime game of the Eastern Wisconsin Conference football season. It's the Raiders and the Vikings overtime next. You're listening to high school football.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
As with most other things in life, the key to achieving your long-term financial objectives is preparation. Your goal may be to protect your family during your working years, or guarantee your own retirement security. These things won't happen by accident. It is important to map out a strategy that will help you meet those goals. The good news is that it is never too late to start. Of course, preparing your financial future can be intimidating. Luckily, you do not have to do it alone. Putting your strategy into action starts with a simple phone call to your local New York Life agent, Todd Olick. You can find Todd on the 300 block of Fremont Street in Kiel. Todd brings knowledge and expertise to help families and businesses in Kiel and surrounding communities achieve financial success. He looks forward to seeing you soon. Go Raiders.
Enjoy house-made craft beers and cocktails in our newly renovated tap room, brew house, and event hall. With over 14 craft beers and cocktails now on tap, Yard 65 Brewery is a family-friendly venue that is perfect for afternoons on the patio, evenings out, or as an event space for weddings, meetings, and celebrations of all sizes. Stop in to experience the historical charm of the Yard 65 Brewery in downtown Kiel. Follow us on Facebook for updates on current beer offerings and specials. Yard 65 Brewery in Kiel.
Oh my gosh. My mic was muted again. Oh.
I don't think
it's
you missed
so
that
weird with
much,
this
though.
OBS thing. Okay, we welcome you to overtime. We were talking that whole time not knowing we were muted. It's a 21-21 score here as we start overtime. Captains from both teams meet at midfield to try to see who is going to get the ball to start overtime. So Valders won the toss, chose to defer, so now the Raiders are going to get the ball to start overtime with a 21-21 score. Brandon, shout out him, telling me I was muted. My goodness.
Well, here we are now, overtime.
Yep.
Raiders going to get the ball first. Need to have a couple of nice plays here.
Ball will be placed at the 25-yard line.
So ball at the 25 and see what they can do. They have not found the end zone since the first 2 minutes of the half. They went down, scored right away. Nothing since. Really have not got a ton going offensively. Penalties have been a killer for them this half. Now is where you got to play your clean football and punch it in.
Absolutely. So the Raiders to start things here in our first EWC football overtime regular season matchup. We'll start with a 1st and 10 at the 25. We wait for the officials to get set. Got to question everything now that we're working in here. I haven't just been mess up tonight. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 25. Started on the ground with Schaefer here in overtime with a nice gain of about 8 yards. Looks to be about 2 yards short of the first down. 2nd and 2 coming up.
And a great start. Good hard run there from Schaefer. Put yourself in a nice 2nd down situation here. And I would go with Schaefer again.
I would too.
Powerful runner and has proven himself time and time again. Just got to make sure it's clean football, no holding. Break some plays.
2nd and 2. They do give it to Schaefer here once again. Pushing through, but is brought down. Loss of 3 on the play. And it's going to be a 3rd and 5 now coming up.
So they elected to go to the outside there and just nothing doing. Great job by the end on our near side here for Valders, really making that play. And now you got a 3rd and mid, but definitely not what you would have hoped for after a 2nd and 2.
Here's the 3rd and 5. Raider offense facing with a big 3rd down. Gets the snap. Kienbaum looking. Flushed out. It's going to take it himself. He's got plenty for the 1st down. Inside the 5. Brings one defender out of bounds. Off the quarterback keeper. Picks up a big 17 yards, and the Raiders are knocking on the door.
By Kienbaum there. Able to evade the pressure and find an open lane. And a couple of big runs. He's got a few touchdowns tonight. Has found those lanes up the middle. And now I got to imagine Raiders going to go with the big guy package. And they do.
Kienbaum. Here it is from the shotgun. He's going to take it himself. Up to shoot. Plowing through. He's going to be short. Stuffed short. Barely short of the goal line.
I think you could do the exact same thing and probably get a good enough push, but you can't take that for granted. This offensive line has got to continue to be strong and make a good push here. This is where you got to leave it all out on the line, especially when you're in overtime. Got to be able to punch it in here.
Absolutely. 2nd and goal from the 1 coming up. Same formation as the last play. Kienbaum takes it himself. This time goes to the near side, and he's in. Touchdown, Kiel Raiders.
For a Raider touchdown. On the kick,
So now the Raiders going to kick the extra point.
Cameron Schaefer, snapper Ryan Holtz.
After the 1-yard touchdown from Kienbaum. He's got all 4 of the Raiders' touchdowns tonight. Extra point is up and through for Gardner. 28-21 our score here in overtime. And now the ball hands over to the Vikings for a chance to tie this thing back up. Otherwise, your Raiders are victorious.
Yeah, a little bit of a high snap there. Nice job by Cam Schaefer, able to get that down. And a good boot from Gardner, making sure that that was going to get through that time. I got to imagine they were thinking about the play last week. When you're in those tight situations,
Absolutely.
Everything has to be able to work out. And great job by Schaefer again, able to get that little bit of a high snap, able to get it down. And then a nice kick from Gardner. And now Raiders have to make a stop defensively.
So now the Vikings either have to score a touchdown to send it to double overtime, or they lose this game. The Raiders offense sets the Raider defense in perfect spot, and the Vikings will start it out at the 25. 3 backs behind the quarterback, Ben Stoudinger, under center to start the drive. Pitches it off to Lenz on the far side.
Great play by Baldwin there. If he breaks that up the middle, that might be a touchdown. Great job by Baldwin.
Pick up of 3 from the junior Lenz. That's going to be 2nd and 7. Big play from the Raider defense to start it. Raider bench creating a lot of energy over there on that far side. Itching for a win here tonight, and it's going to have to come in overtime. 2nd and 7 for the Viking offense. Stoudinger under center, 3 backs behind him. Gets the snap. Hands it to Lenz, makes a cut on the far side. Lots of room in front of him, and he will score. Touchdown, Valders Vikings. But hold on a minute, they got to knock through.
I got to wonder if they're going to go for 2 here.
Go for 2. They missed one earlier in this game and had to punch through a 2-point conversion to tie it at 21.
See what they will do, and they will talk about it.
And if they get it, that's, yeah.
And
here is your game, folks. 28-27, 2-point conversion on the way for the win. Play is going to be blown dead and a timeout taken by the Vikings.
Valders.
Both teams can regroup and get set for the win or loss here tonight. 28-27, Vikings are going to go for 2 when we come back.
Valders scores, they win. Kiel stops it, the Raiders win.
Coach, couldn't have asked for a better game here in a week 6. I mean, what a game this has come down to.
What a crazy game, but such a yeah, very interesting game. A lot of sloppy play, but we've seen a lot of nice plays from both teams as well.
You think if the Vikings get this, do the Raiders think they go back and go for 2 on that one that they maybe should have went for 2 last week as well at SMC? But now they look here to the present, 28-27. Game on the line here in overtime. 3 backs behind the junior quarterback, Ben Stoudinger. Under center, gets the snap, hands it to Lenz on the far side. And he is stuffed. No good.
Wow.
Raiders win it in overtime. 28-27. And your Raiders are back on the winning ways.
Wow.
From the Raiders' last 4 weeks, they needed this tonight. In overtime, the final, the Raiders 28, the Vikings 27. The Raiders defense stuffing the Vikings from an unsuccessful 2-point conversion. We'll step aside and take a break this game down on the post-game show. Your final, the Raiders 28, the Vikings 27. You're listening to Kiel High School football on Kiel Raider Radio. Folks, we're going to keep it here. I forgot, we don't have another ad, so this is our final, 28-27. We played that final ad there at the end of regulation, so now we keep it here for the post-game show. I've been a mess up tonight, but the Raiders get a huge win tonight, 28-27, and like I said before, with these past 4 weeks this Raiders team has had, they deserve this one tonight, and they earned it. They fought hard till the end, along with the Vikings. And in the end, it was the team who fought hard the most, and the Raiders stop a 2-point conversion for the Vikings offense, and they are victorious 28-27. Coach, thoughts on this game here tonight?
Well, this was a very interesting game. Very sloppy. I mean, a lot of mistakes. Both sides, Valders with the turnovers, Kiel with the penalties. I mean, if Kiel doesn't have these penalties, they easily win this game. And a lot of mishaps for both teams. We had blocked punts, we had interceptions, we had fumbles, we had a lot of big plays called back. So kind of an ugly game, but an important game for both teams. And both teams knew coming in that was the kind of game it was going to be. It was going to be a tight game, and whoever could get the last stand was going to win, and Kiel with a huge stop on that 2-point conversion, able to come away with the victory, and what a huge, you see the celebration there, what a huge win for the Raiders, and keeps their season alive now, breaking that 4-game skid, man. And if you lose that game, that'd really be a killer for you.
It was a must-win tonight.
Yeah,
it was.
So to be able to get that win is huge, and now you have a couple of games here that you can get. Chilton is a very gettable game, and New Holstein is going to be a tough one. But like I mentioned, one play at a time, one game at a time, but it started tonight, and not a pretty game, but able to get the win nonetheless.
Yeah, you talked about the mistakes that both teams made for the Raiders. Lots of mistakes on special teams, which we've seen all season long. Tonight it didn't affect them, but it is going to in the future. They have to clean it up, but all the mistakes they make tonight really doesn't – it does matter for the future, but tonight the Raiders enjoy this one. They get a huge win, a must-win, and a celebrating win tonight because they have just been struggling, and – They earned one tonight, really just fighting to the end along with this Valders team. For the Vikings, they move on. They drop to 2-4, and next week they move on to take on KLC, bottom half team. Very winnable game at Kohler High School. And then after that, they have homecoming back here at Valders High School against Roncalli. And then to end their season off at Brilliant, who right now is the top of the EWC. That's not going to be – it's going to be a hard task to finish the year for them. For the Raiders, they get a win here tonight. Next week is homecoming at Kiel High School for Chilton. They take on Chilton, homecoming for the Raiders. Then they have a New Holstein at the Pfeiffer Field, and ending their season off at Kohler against KLC. Well, folks, we'll get you on your way here and having a great weekend. Your final from overtime, the Raiders 28, the Vikings 27. For Miles Detroit, Coach Hassinger, this has been a presentation of Kiel Raider Radio High School Football. Have a great weekend.